Hello. We're here with the monthly update from the Harwich Conservation Trust with Michael Locke and Tyler Maycath. And they are going to be talking about all the things that are going on in the month of February. So welcome.
Thanks, Dinah. And
welcome, folks.
here we are. 2020 is off to a great start, and
Yeah.
We wanted to acknowledge the 20th anniversary of the Harwich Community Center. February 2000 to February 2020. So
it's very exciting.
What a wonderful resource for the entire community, and I would say the Cape at large. So
yes, I agree.
We're so lucky here.
Yeah.
And with Channel 18 and Jamie and Caleb and everybody like you who makes this possible. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're happy to have you here. So I understand, Tyler, you'd like to talk about land stewardship first.
Absolutely.
There are going to be some programs this month, as usual.
Thank you, Dinah. We have 3 land stewardship work days in the month of February. Our first work day is next Monday, the 3rd. We secured permission from the Conservation Commission to do a little bit of pruning along the shoreline of Cornelius Pond to improve the user experience along the trail. It'll provide a better view of the pond, and we'll also have another short spur trail leading out to the peninsula and another scenic view there. Eventually we'll be installing several benches, and we're pretty excited about it. We think it will really improve the scenic opportunities around the pond.
I'm sure it will. That sounds great. And there's a nice picture there of
it's
that area.
Yeah, it's the 3rd at, from 9 to 11.
And folks,
And do you need people to get in touch with you about that if they would like to volunteer?
If folks would like to volunteer with us, they should email me at tyler@harwichconservationtrust.org. That goes for all 3 work days. The second work day is the following Wednesday, which is the 12th, and that is going to be at Muddy Creek Headwaters on Church Street. We're getting that property ready to open it up to the public for hiking and other passive uses. So we're very excited. We're going to install some bird boxes there to add to our collection of bird houses around Harwich.
Great.
We'll be up to almost 100 at that point that our volunteers are monitoring, which is really fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. We're going to work on the trail there. So that'll be in the morning on Wednesday the 12th. And the third opportunity for volunteerism is on Monday the 24th. We're going to be working at Pleasant Bay Woodlands on Kendrick Road. It's not yet open to the public. We do hope to open it up to the public this year, hopefully. And we're going to be doing some habitat management there. So there was an old house there that was in poor condition that the trust took down, and surrounding that area there was an open meadow, and it's being overtaken by invasive species like privet and black locust and a few other things. So our volunteers are going to go out and cut the invasives. We have some piles there that we will be burning after securing permission from the town fire department, of course. And if we're unable to burn that day, then we'll just be cutting things. So by managing the invasives, we can allow native plants to compete better with the invasive species that are there, and just to improve the habitat diversity of the meadow, which will benefit wildlife.
Well, this would give people who volunteer an opportunity to get a first glance at it, too, since it's brand new.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be some incentive, I would think, for some people.
I would assume that it probably is.
Yeah. So they should, again, get in touch with you at your email, Tyler at Harwich Conservation.
Yep. If you're interested in volunteering for land stewardship or anything else, really, send me an email at tyler@harwichconservationtrust.org.
Great.
And come join us for our work days, or if you have a different interest, I'd be happy to meet with you and discuss your interests in volunteering with the Trust.
So great.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you. So now I understand we're going to talk about the talks or the walks that Peter Trull is doing, right?
Peter Trull.
Naturalist Peter Trull.
Naturalist,
right?
author, recently retired science teacher from Lighthouse
Yes.
Charter School.
Yes.
He is going to be leading some very interesting birding walks in February on Tuesdays at the Trust's largest protected area, the Robert F. Smith Coldbrook Preserve in Harwich Port, named after the Trust's first president and the founding trustee, Robert F. Smith. And so you can sign up for these birding walks at our website, harwichconservationtrust.org. They'll be at February 4th, 11th, 18th, and the 25th. Already had a really good response to this new outdoor experience.
Yeah.
Peter Trull is so knowledgeable
He
and
is. He's
enthusiastic.
fascinating.
He is fascinating.
Yep.
You know, folks.
He's a born teacher.
He really is.
Yep.
And then you see a downy woodpecker on your screen. You know, you might see this species. You might see a little bit larger woodpecker that looks similar, but Peter can tell you how to tell the difference. The hairy woodpecker. This is a myrtle warbler, also called a yellow-rumped warbler. Look at that bright yellow
Love
on
the
either
yellow.
side. Isn't that amazing?
So beautiful.
Of course, you know, you'll see some other more familiar species to some, the northern
And
cardinal.
again, these pictures are just fabulous.
Yes, these, this is a northern flicker, another one of our familiar local woodpecker species. These photos taken by Gus Romano, one of our volunteer photographers. White-breasted nuthatch, I believe that one might have been taken by Janet DiMattia. And again, another local feeder bird. And then often at the Robert F. Smith Coldbrook Preserve, you could catch a glimpse of a hawk. A few different species around that one might see.
That is an amazing picture.
That's a young redtail on a cedar. That photo taken
Beautiful.
by HCT volunteer Janet DiMattia. So these species and more could be seen on those birding walks. All levels are welcome. Peter has a real talent for connecting with folks wherever their experience is in noticing the natural world.
Okay.
So we invite people to check out our website.
And how long is the walk?
It'll be about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay. And in terms of difficulty of actual terrain, would it be difficult
Great
for
question.
people?
It's fairly level there,
Okay.
and wide trails.
Okay.
I will say, of course, dress for the weather. Layers are recommended, and bring some water, binoculars if you have them. And there will be a rain/snow date of the following day, which would be Wednesdays.
Of each of those
That's
days.
right.
Okay.
That's right.
That sounds great.
$15 per person. Again, harwichconservationtrust.org.
Great.
Yes.
Terrific.
Yeah. We hope we have some more folks sign up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now to the sea, microplastics. Tyler, you were going to talk a little bit about microplastics in the sea, right?
Indeed. Our Winter Talks series continues throughout the month of February. February 8th, we'll host a talk here at the Community Center on marine microplastics. Our guest speaker is Dr. Mark Hahn from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. There are a number of researchers in Woods Hole, including at WHOI, who are doing research on microplastics in the ocean. Basically, what happens when plastic gets in the ocean is it gets broken down through time by sun exposure, UV exposure, and the action of waves and salt water. Despite the plastic breaking down, it's still a persistent pollutant. It takes a long time for plastic to biodegrade, depending on the type of plastic. There are so many different types of plastic that it's not well known how long plastic takes to biodegrade, even in general. There are a lot of different studies that show it can take decades or hundreds of years or thousands of years, depending on the chemicals that are used to make the plastic. So with these ever smaller particles of plastic in the ocean, it's not well known what risk they might pose to marine life and, in turn, human health, because of course, we're eating fish out of the ocean. So they're doing a lot of research on the subject as we speak, and Dr. Hahn will be able to give us an update on that research and his role in that research. His background is as a toxicologist, so he brings that experience to the subject of marine microplastics.
Yes, right. Yeah, so the fish eat the plastic and we eat the fish, so it is a direct loop, isn't it?
Emerging
Back,
complex
and we
problem.
discard the plastic, so it goes around.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really a problem. So that's great that he's going to be there to talk about
Yeah,
it.
so
about
that'll
what
be,
they're doing. Yeah. What is the date again?
The 8th, 2 p.m. at the community center.
Okay, fabulous.
Yes.
All right. And finally, if owls are flying in, spring cannot be too far away.
Right. The annual live owl event, what
Yes.
we call now
Oh,
Owls
yeah.
from Near and Far. Marcia and Mark Wilson will be returning to the community center again. 14th annual program.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And people come back year after year. There they
sure
are.
do.
Mark and Marcia. Mark with a Eurasian
They're
eagle owl there, and of
beautiful
course that
owls.
well-known visual there of the snowy owl. Look at those bright yellow irises in both owls.
Beautiful.
This is a real dynamic duo of educators, naturalists, who carry state and federal permits to bring these owls out into these places like Cape Cod, our Cape Cod doorstep right here at the Harwich Community Center, and teach about owl behavior and biology, life histories. Spectacled owls, that was what we just saw in that photo. Spectacled owl hails from South America. Another photo of the Eurasian eagle owl. That's the largest owl species in the world by weight. And you can see the boxes, see those wooden boxes. Those are the shelters that the owls are in when the Marcia and Mark transport them when they travel for these educational opportunities. Each of these, that's a red phase screech owl. Let's see little ear tufts there. That's a locally present species, one of our more abundant owl species. You can hear their calls around.
Looks somewhat small.
Yes, oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of a gray phase of that same species.
Oh,
so they can come in a couple different plumage colors. And
There's a head on that tree.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this
look
owl
that
likes
way.
to nest in cavities. And since there aren't a lot of naturally occurring tree cavities, these owls also respond well to nest boxes. You'll hear about that at the owl program too. This is Saturday, March 7th.
Okay.
March
7th?
Yep,
Okay.
Saturday, March 7th, right in the community center gym. Look at that snowy. That always inspires oohs and ahs
I know.
from the audience when
Well,
the
it's-
snowy comes out. And of course, snowy sometimes show up this time of year on our outer beaches in particular, as some make their way a little bit further south in our northern hemisphere winters. So 11 and 2.
Okay, I know it's a very, very popular program.
Super
and
popular.
so how do people make sure they can come in?
Visit harwichconservationtrust.org,
Okay.
and folks want to reserve their spaces ahead of time. It's $5 for ages 5 to 12. Not recommended for under age 5, as the Wilsons have suggested to us. And then $10 for ages 12 and up.
Okay.
And
No senior price.
no senior price. But we've kept those prices, $5 and $12,
Yes.
the same every
Very
year for
reasonable.
14
Yes.
years.
Okay.
And
That's great.
yeah, it's just we just want to connect people to this experience. It's rare, right, that you get to see owls up close
It's
and
a
personal.
wonderful experience.
Yes.
It is. I can attest to that personally.
Right.
It's
So
been
there'll be
really
those
great.
species you've seen as well as others. Yeah,
Okay.
It's
Terrific.
exciting. Yeah.
It is. Well, thank you again
Thank
so
you.
much for coming and filling us in on all the really exciting and some new things that are happening this month. So it's great to see you both.
Thanks for having us.
Great
Yeah.
to see you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
This is Dinah Lane from Channel 18. Thank you.